Welcome back to In the Mountains. So the other day I was driving up the mountain to this place where there's a hidden mountain lake. Well, it's not hidden. It's just kind of a local spot that's not really known by the outsiders. And on the way back, I noticed a nice red alder log on the side of the road. County might have put it there, cleared it off to the side. So I'm going to go cut that up. It shouldn't take too long. Bring a couple saws, a PV. Gonna get at that log. We're gonna cut it up. We're gonna haul it back for firewood. I've been hauling firewood a little less lately. I brought a load of maple to my mom, so there's firewood there for when the power goes out for the wood stove. Also hooked up my elderly next door neighbor with some firewood, so I'm spreading the firewood around a little bit, which is good. Getting it to people who need it. I've got a pretty good supply here. So let's get into it. Okay, a few poles in the MS311. Fires right up. We've got a full skip chain. I'm going to let this warm up and get right into cutting this red alder log. So I noticed this log's got a little bit of rot in the middle, but not too bad. Usually this stuff falling on the side of the highway this time of year is pretty punky and not usable, but this is a decent log. So you notice here that I'm cleaning off some debris from this log. It does have some moss, and it is on the side of the road, so I don't want to dull my chain here. And by doing so, by cleaning off the moss and the debris, it keeps my chain sharp. I also want to keep it out of the dirt here and off of the pavement. Now that the saw is good and warmed up, it's cutting through this log with relative ease. Just going to give that a little kick over. Now, red alder is not the hottest burning firewood out there in terms of British thermal unit production. It produces less than Douglas fir, less than maple, but for a hardwood it dries relatively quickly. And compared to a hardwood like maple, it's really easy to split. Moreover, it is relatively abundant in the lower valleys in the mountains, especially around bodies of water like rivers and sometimes lakes. This saw seems to be handling this alder with relative ease. Able to maintain a real consistent RPM when bucking this one up. Just real straightforward, easy log to process. It's not taking a whole lot of time. So there's definitely some moss on the log at this end. And inside that moss can be a lot of sand. Sand it'll dull your teeth out on your chain real quick. So it's good to keep that clean. Keep the bar out of the ground. Looking at my fuel tank, it looks like I'm running a little low there. I'm going to roll this log over with the PV. Now this PV, hands down, is one of my favorite tools, for firewood especially. It just makes getting to the bottom of this log so much easier by just having a mechanical advantage to roll it over. Then I don't have to get my chain in the ground at all. Yeah, the PV is just a wonderful tool. This one is really old. My next door neighbor gave it to me, so I really can't charge him for firewood. So you notice I'm cleaning off the bottom of this log here. This was the part that was in the dirt. Part of it was on the road. So it's got a bunch of rocks and debris. I'm probably going to grab my little Stihl MS-180C just to finish the last cuts on these. We'll see how long this tank goes. But since the bottom of that log is full of rocks and dirt and sand and moss, I want to make sure it's clean as can be. So this tank is just about empty, so I'm going to shut this one down. I don't want to run it completely empty. I'm just going to grab my other saw. MS-180C. So these are just little cuts. This thing should fire right up, and I'll finish the length of this log and then start loading in the truck. So this Red Alder log is completely bucked up now.